go. Whew.
Are we not broadcasting?
Whew.
Are we broadcasting?
The button works.
Button works on the
Dodged a
YouTube.
bullet. Dodged a bullet.
Dodging bullets on the YouTube. Check it out. It's the YouTube. Everybody's watching it now.
Yeah.
They got all sorts of stuff on the YouTube.
We're going to go ahead and pop out the chat.
Pop out the chat on the YouTube.
Yep.
Got your popped out chat right here.
I got a pop out chat. Pop it inside out. Pop it out, pop, pop it out. I want to pop out chat. Make it scream and shout. You know? Like that?
Okay.
Remember that?
I do remember it.
Remember Swing Man?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You know how it goes.
Hello and welcome to episode 715 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, July 21st, 2020. I am your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello, hello, hello.
How's it going, sir?
I am coming to you live from my new 4K monitor.
Oh,
Trying to get used to how small everything on this screen is.
wait, you got a 4K TV and a 4K monitor
Yes.
now?
I won a 4K monitor previously.
Oh,
How'd you win
And
a
it
4K
arrived.
monitor?
I was being one of the first people to pass $750 raised during that tournament I was in for Xbox a while back.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, it has arrived, and I'm trying to get used to it.
How big is it?
4,000.
Dimension-
to ask
wise.
that on a podcast.
I don't
Well, he says
know.
it looks smaller than everything looks smaller than what he's used to.
You know what? I don't know, but I
Do you
have
have a-
measuring tape right
Do you have a
here.
tape
I would
measure?
imagine it's 27.
Look at this, a live tape measuring.
Yep.
I'm guessing
I'm
27.
gonna guess. What do I do? I go diagonally across the
Diagonal,
screen.
yes.
Oh,
yes.
hang on a sec. I can't reach
Well,
it.
you
It's so
do-
far away.
You do length times width. I want the area of the screen.
Guessing
I'm gonna-
27.
It is
gonna
a
know.
28.
28 inch?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So 27.
what is
No,
the
the screen is 28. I didn't measure the width of the entire thing or the
Okay.
diagonal of the entire thing.
so what's the square inch area?
No, I'm not doing that.
We have
What's
a 4K monitor now.
It's
So
a 4K monitor.
that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
I'm-
nice.
like I said, trying to get used to it. So
So just everything's
Yeah.
smaller?
yeah, just everything is, like there's not as much space being taken up on the web pages, and
Hmm. Right,
Yeah.
right.
more compact.
Has the resolution
see.
become too high for you?
It might be.
Yeah. Say this is technology
You
has
do-
gone too far.
Adjust your eyes. Yes.
That's the problem.
You know, of course, 4K is one of the greatest lies foisted upon the public in the last 4 years,
yeah.
because this doesn't have it's not 4,000 pixels wide. It's like
No.
3,800 some odd.
Well,
4K is not really 4K.
The human eye actually doesn't
Well.
have the capacity to extrapolate the information presented in anything more than 1600
Really?
pixels. So yeah, that's
Hmm.
learned that in my pixel engineering class that I took
I'm sure it won't stop
back at DigiPen.
Good old
manufacturers
pixel
from making
engineering.
8K monitors.
Yeah.
And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
fellas.
How many K is your monitor?
I got 0.7K on mine. Mine is a few
seems
years
like a-
old, so
Yeah.
yeah, but I have two monitors. I have a monitor here.
Oh, you have
I
two
have-
monitors.
I have two monitors as
and
well.
and I have a monitor right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
because who can work on fewer than two monitors?
right?
I don't
Here-
know anyone.
Here,
I
this
work
this
on fewer
monitor
than two.
is where I'm watching you right now.
Work, CJ.
Well,
and
okay.
And over there,
Pirating.
that's where I'm seeing some wave forms at the moment. I have
Yep.
my
Same here.
Audacity.
It's like we're both staring at the same screens.
Wow. Wow. Imagine that.
It's like that Somewhere Out There song that Fievel sings.
That's right. We are underneath the same sky,
Yeah.
staring at the same two monitors.
But, well, I mean, we're not. Yours is several K above mine.
But I'm in Canada,
Hmm.
so
Oh yeah,
That's
with the,
metric.
the exchange rates and everything. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
actually worth less than what you've got. So
your 4K monitor is probably about a 1K here.
yeah,
Yeah, that's okay
for now. Game prices are going up.
Let's there we go.
All right then.
Yeah.
Should we talk about some video game news?
Somewhere.
Let's do it because they're
out
right after we
there.
recorded last week on Monday.
News happened?
I think some news happened.
All the news
Big,
was unleashed.
big news. Lego has announced they are making a Lego NES
They are.
system.
They are.
It comes with a little television
cartridge.
that
It does.
plays Super Mario Brothers.
It doesn't really
and-
come with a television. It comes with a whole bunch of Lego. Have you not built a Lego set before?
I have, yeah.
Because it comes disassembled. You actually have to put it
with
together.
bricks. Yeah, it's just the bricks. Just the bricks. And you
Yes.
build it.
Yes, you do. They have instructions typically.
Oh,
You build
Once
them.
complete, it will be a Nintendo Entertainment System and
Yep.
a little retro television playing
Yep.
Super Mario
A
Brothers. on it.
controller and a Super Mario Brothers cartridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's a little crank on the TV that you can
A little
actually,
crank in front of the TV.
scroll the game as if you were playing Super
The
Mario Brothers.
innards of the TV
Are mechanical.
have a belt loop inside, and the belt loop is built in such a way that when you turn the crank, the belt moves in front of the TV screen, and
Yes.
the belt you build it looks like a Super Mario Brothers level.
So, the first thing I thought once I
Uh-huh.
realized that once you saw that, that's what it does is,
Yeah.
man, because some of those bricks are definitely unique to this set. Like some of them are just, like a sky blue and a white and a green little square, like with the smooth face.
Tile
But
is the
tile,
is the
thank you.
Lego.
But some of them are,
term.
there's a coin one and things like that too.
Right,
So
right,
there's
right.
some Mario specific ones. But I was just thinking, like, my kids have this, like that tape you can get, the adhesive that you can put on the wall that has Lego studs on it.
Oh yeah.
It'd be kind of cool to have like a strip of that on a wall and build like the whole.
Oh
have a bunch of
yeah.
those tiles
1-1.
and build the whole Mario level.
That would be cool.
1-1 or something. It'd be pretty neat.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't think that's something that's very feasible in the future because I doubt these tiles will be available outside of this set at least for a little while.
No, what you will have to do is, if you want more of the little like mushroom pieces and stuff like that, you'll have to go on Bricklink.
Yeah.
And purchase them for people. Which
That could be a cool project.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And geez, I forgot. The Lego company, actually, Bricklink, for those who aren't toy nerds like myself, or people who have to listen to toy nerds like myself talk, like CJ and Greg, is a website where people set up their own little online shops. It's kind of like Etsy, because everyone
for
makes their own
Lego?
individual shops, but you buy and sell Lego bricks.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you are making a project and you're like, oh, I need 1,000 1x2 red Lego bricks, where can I
Right.
get those? You go to Bricklink, and you'll find someone who probably has thousands of them waiting to send out to you.
So in that situation, you just kind of have to wait until the market builds for something that's new.
Basically, yeah. As an example, Lego recently put out a little. They created a new Lego piece that came with minifigures. It's a little pile of dog poo, like a little cartoony kind of soft serve
like a poop emoji
coil
style.
poop. Yeah, a little curly Q Lego poop.
Patrick Stewart piece is what we're saying.
So you cornered the
Yes.
market on that, Phil?
I kind of did, because the only set at the time where those were in, you had to buy like a little specific minifigure of a little dog walker, and it was a little woman, and she had a couple dogs and a little piece of poop. And because it's me we're talking about,
Mhm.
I could not be satisfied with just one poop.
No. Nope.
I needed
All
dozens
the poop.
of dozens of
More-
poops.
more
All the
poop feels
poops I
better.
can get my grubby little mitts on.
Ew.
Yikes.
Fake
Hope you wear gloves.
fake poo lovers rejoice.
Y'all got fake poo.
So it took a little while, because you could only get those in one set. But after they were out on the market a couple weeks, I was able to find
Only took a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, well, because there's people this is like their job is like they'll buy
Okay.
Lego sets and break them down and
I
sell
guess,
the
yeah, because you
individual
wouldn't have to
pieces and
sell them
stuff.
at a huge amount for them that to be profitable.
Right,
So.
right. So I found a guy who had like 30 of those little Lego poops.
And so you bought all 30?
Of course I did. Why would I leave
Leave
no
no
poop
poop
behind?
Leave no poop behind.
There it is.
That's what
Show
this
title.
that's what this world's about. So yeah, so it will be, I would imagine that you'll start seeing those little Mario mushroom pieces and stuff like that
Yeah.
showing up on Bricklink, but you'll probably, because they will be relatively rare pieces that you
And
can only
relatively
find in
popular,
this,
I'm guessing.
yeah, they'll probably be a little pricier per piece than
Mhm.
Might need to start
Well,
mapping
speaking of
out
pricey-
World 1-1.
yeah.
Speaking of pricey, the set goes on sale the 1st of August.
Yep.
And its pricing is $229 American dollars.
Yes. Which
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that translates to here, but I'm guessing close to $300.
really,
Yeah.
and it's amusing whenever there is a Lego set announced that kind of like the video game community
Yeah.
kind of takes an interest in, or like
They don't realize how expensive. Like,
yeah, because like oh
that's
wow,
$50, right?
yeah, but no, like, and this particular, if I can be a toy nerd for a minute here.
Did anybody say I'll wait till it's on clearance?
First time for everything.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearance
Yeah.
isn't a thing.
No.
No.
And this set is going to sell out
Fast.
immediately.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Very fast.
Absolutely. Especially since like Lego stores aren't really open at this point for
yeah.
the most part, but yeah, Lego is not cheap, and especially these, because this set obviously is marketed as an adult collectible set. This is not a kid set,
Which is something that they've actually embraced now. They're actually calling
yeah.
it adult, but they're actually saying like, yeah, these are for adult
the collectors.
Yeah.
This is the collector sets. I mean, like I believe there is an 18 plus age thing on there, which
It says 12 plus right now.
Is it
I'm
12
on the-
plus?
on the
Okay,
Canadian
that- okay.
site, yeah.
okay.
But I mean, like things like the Old Trafford Manchester United Stadium,
Right.
not really made for children.
Yeah, the kids aren't
No.
going to want that. The like the
Ooh, there's a
big
Disney train
expensive sports car model
Yeah.
sets, those are clearly meant for adult collectors.
Yeah.
So and of course this one being a video game system that has decades old.
That's from 40 years ago.
Yeah, this isn't for the kids, but also this set little over 2,600 pieces.
Yeah.
$300 Canadian.
300. Yeah, there you go. Talking American dollars, a good price, like kind of the standard price for a Lego set, is about 10 cents per brick.
Okay.
So just going by that metric, I expected the set to be about 250. So actually seeing it for 230 is like, whoa, this is actually a pretty good deal.
It's a value.
All
Yeah.
things considered.
You're losing money not buying it.
Exactly.
Well, but then you'll probably want to get at least the Lego Mario set separately because it uses the sound effects from the
Yeah.
I am so not doing
other
that.
set.
Yeah.
Right.
August 1st, all those come out too.
I do
Yes.
love, by the way, that the TV has a little aerial that folds down in the back.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Great.
It's a
That's awesome.
pretty nice set.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen me post pictures of my Lego crap, and I've talked about it on occasionally here. I adore Lego.
Hey man,
They do
Lego's been doing some great stuff. I mean, whether you're
amazing
into it,
stuff.
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard not. I mean, I really, if I had that kind of money, I would
Right.
be going nuts on like all those deluxe Star Wars sets and the Batmobile. I really came
Yeah.
close to buying that, but I just couldn't justify it
Yeah.
at the time.
The 89 Batmobile.
Oh, my favorite, the best Batmobile.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. But yeah, I gotta clear off a shelf for this NES. Very
I
excited.
wonder, is the NES going to be actual NES size, or is it going to be smaller?
I would
at
imagine
all?
it'd be a bit smaller.
Probably a little bit smaller. The controller looks
probably.
almost full size, but
It
I don't think
does,
the
yeah.
system
I'd have to,
as big, relatively speaking.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure if I sat down with a picture of it, I could actually count how many studs across it is and extrapolate from there. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a fair bit smaller.
Anyway, it looks excellent.
It absolutely does.
I'm getting it for
speaking-
sure.
Speaking of model NESs,
Yeah.
this past week, some new Hallmark ornaments came out.
Oh yeah, I saw your
right.
tweet about that.
The good folks at Hallmark just they released a batch of their new 2020 Christmas ornaments.
You know, getting ready for
think I'm-
Christmas.
I think I'm
Yeah.
going to have to order some of these unless they're
And-
sold out already.
Well, one of the one I'm obviously kind of talking about is the NES one just came
Yeah.
out. And
Is it sold out?
is it sold? Well, I
I don't
heard
know.
it sold
Okay.
out pretty quickly. I don't know if they've gotten a restock.
Yeah.
I don't know if
yeah,
they do get restocks on this stuff. But yeah, Hallmark came out with a little Nintendo Entertainment System.
They have a Fortnite ornament too.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they do.
But the NES one, it's really cute because it's a tiny little ornament. It's got two little controllers sculpted into the top of it.
There it is. Yeah.
The boy, I'll tell you what though, because there's little cords attaching the controllers to the system. Boy, those cords seem like they are going to snap if you look at them funny. They look fragile as hell.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be super careful with it. But the lid, actually, you can flip the lid up and down. And if you flip it up, there's a little Super Mario Kart inside the system. And
That's
if you
pretty
press
cool.
and if you
That
press
is
the
cool.
power button, the little power light comes on and it starts playing Mario music.
I thought you were gonna say it comes on and starts blinking.
Yeah. You have to take the cartridge out and blow on it.
Because that would be
There you go.
festive and funny.
That's true.
So there's something else that I wanted to call out that I got this week.
What's
I wanna
that?
show you guys. I got an arcade marquee.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, 1942.
Perfect
Yes.
for your dad.
Exactly. So the story
Yeah.
behind that is that we are turning the space that my dad lived in an apartment, the flat below mine, in
Yeah.
his house, and we've decided that we're not renting that space. So the kids and I are taking it over and turning it into a game room, playroom, that sort of thing.
Nice.
So I'm going to a friend of mine, Vanna. Well, it's not his
Vanna
real name.
Dwight.
Ryan Bosman, Vanna Dwight on Twitter, is going to help me build the light box for this, and that is going downstairs. And yes, the story behind that is that my dad was not into video games, but he loved the game 1942.
That's
And anytime
awesome.
we ever went anywhere to an arcade and he saw that machine, he would play it.
That's awesome.
I figured it'd be
Too
cool
cool.
to have that down there in a light box.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a couple arcade marquees. I have
Me too.
I have Punch Out. I have Kid Nicky Radical Ninja. I think I have Zaxxon. So
Zaxxon would be cool.
I have
yeah.
Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus.
I've never bought one
Yeah.
before. I would consider getting more, but I was just thinking, like, I was trying to think of a way to sort of keep the theme of games going down there.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
still
That's great.
do something.
Well,
I remember and buy.
that's a good one, and obviously, good memory attached to it. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll look nice once you get the light box going with it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So Microsoft's big game showcase is happening this week, but in the run up to it, they made a couple of announcements reiterating their gamer centric approach. And as part of that, they announced that they are making xCloud a part of Game Pass Ultimate starting in September. So if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, which is of course means that you have Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold, you get the xCloud game streaming as part of that for no additional cost.
So is that something that was going to cost more otherwise, or?
They never actually said
Oh, okay.
what xCloud was going to cost. So they hadn't announced anything. And of course, the beta that's going on now had no additional charge associated with it. So,
Right.
but yeah, part of Game Pass Ultimate.
Have they said when that's coming to Canada yet?
What, Game
No,
Pass
they
Ultimate?
No, xCloud.
I believe it is already available in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Pretty sure. But you had to sign up for the beta and do all that stuff. So you may have missed that.
Okay. I missed that
That
for
is.
sure.
But and then as part of this, apparently the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S all digital have been discontinued. So they're still going to be selling the Xbox One S with the disc drive.
That makes
and then the
sense. I
Xbox Series
mean,
X.
that makes sense considering, we're getting ready for the Series X.
Yeah.
I don't want to have like a million different versions of the previous one floating around on store shelves. And by a million, I mean like 4, but still.
Right. Yeah. And of course, we still have the rumor of the Xbox Lockhart hardware, whatever that ends up being. So, yeah. All right. I guess that means we're on to what you've been playing.
Well, all right then.
Because all the news is going to happen this upcoming week, not last week. So Phil, why don't you kick us off?
Okay.
Well, this week I've been playing. Here's the thing. I'm trying to build a game collection that is entirely what? What? Uh-oh.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Built entirely around video games featured in the Saturday Supercade.
Ooh, yes.
Cartoon. If you remember the Saturday Supercade, gather round and get your video friends together. Hey, Saturday Supercade, it's time for fun. Nobody else can do it better. It feels all right because it's Supercade, whatever. Saturday Supercade.
Really screwed that up.
Whatever.
Yeah, really
I'm sorry. Did I do the lesser interpretation of the Saturday Supercade theme song? I'd like to hear your version of the Saturday Supercade.
I've never seen the
song.
Saturday Supercade.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? Why don't you just shut up?
You're mean.
Okay, stay in your lane, Seward. There's a racing term for you. Maybe you can understand that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Calm it down.
No, I take my Saturday Supercade
CJ, tell him to stop being mean.
very seriously. I will. Played some Kangaroo. This week.
Kangaroo.
Nice.
Saturday Supercade, for those who don't know, and goodness gracious, I hope most of you do not know what it is, because that means you are old and decrepit,
Yeah,
like your beloved hosts. Saturday Supercade was an 80s Saturday morning. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to explain what a Saturday morning cartoon is. It was a show that aired on Saturday mornings. I think was it an hour long? I want to say Saturday Superkid was an hour, but maybe it was just half an hour. But it was a compilation series. They had multiple segments focusing on different arcade games that at the time were pretty new. There was like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and they did not have their own separate cartoon. There were several that did have their own separate cartoon.
Pac-Man had his own
Pac-Man.
cartoon. Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair
had its own cartoon.
I found a bunch. Sorry, just going through some stuff in the basement. I found a bunch of old drawings I did when I was a kid of the characters on the Pac-Man cartoon show.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I should really
please get pictures of those.
Yeah,
I loved that show when I was a kid.
It was a good show.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that show.
I have it on digital versatile disc.
Very good. I think I might too, actually. But yeah, Saturday Supercade had Donkey Kong cartoon, Donkey Kong Jr., Space Ace, Cubert, Frogger, and Pitfall, maybe?
Question mark?
It was a Pitfall cartoon. I can't remember if it was part of Saturday Supercade.
Cartoon? Wow.
Yeah. Actually, Pitfall 2 uses characters from the Pitfall cartoon. So wrap your mind around that. There was a pole position cartoon, which again,
pole position. I loved that show. Actually,
that
it
was not part
show,
of Supercade.
Was that a separate one?
Of that show.
Yeah, that was
pole position was separate. Okay, but one of the other Saturday Supercade segments was Kangaroo.
Yeah,
a relatively obscure arcade game from the olden days. You don't really hear people. people still will talk about Kubert on occasion. I mean, Kubert was in the hit Hollywood film Pixels with Adam Sandler.
Where was Kangaroo?
Yeah, where was Kangaroo in that? I didn't see Kangaroo in Wreck-It Ralph.
Nope.
But yeah, Kangaroo is an old arcade game. Just came out this past week on the Arcade Archives collection.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I've ever played Kangaroo.
I played the hell out of Kangaroo back
same
in the
here.
day.
Same here, actually.
Oh, God.
Kangaroo is a Donkey Kong variant
Yes.
in that you are climbing up to the top of a structure, dodging enemies to save a kidnapped.
Your baby.
Well, it's a baby kangaroo. It's a joey. Yeah. If I can speak Australian for a moment here. You got to rescue your joey, matey.
And you can punch monkeys that attempt to thwart your plans.
Yes.
You collect fruit.
Yep.
Punch a monkey. You do in many old
punch the monkeys, games. Get some fruit, climb the ladders, and rescue your baby.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like Donkey Kong. It's not nearly as good as Donkey Kong, but it's charming, certainly.
Yeah.
And I was delighted to be able to play it again, so I did pick it up.
I picked it up as well. I enjoy the level variants that they have because, one of the stages has you punching a tower of monkeys that are holding up the cage that your Joey is in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of fun. Lot of nice little.
There you go. You got it.
Come on, CJ, you can do it.
Keep going.
Gameplay mechanics in there.
Oh, there it is.
Mix-ups.
Good job. Yeah. So I picked that up. Very delighted. It's on. I guess I picked it up on Switch. I guess it's on PS4 on everything as well.
Yeah.
Did the Arcade Archive stuff come to Xbox?
Some of them do. Yeah.
Do they? Okay. No.
Yeah, I don't know if Kangaroo did.
I got it on Switch. So.
Me too.
Other than that, but I do have to sit down and bust out that Iron Man VR. I
still have to do that.
Well, because I picked it up. Yeah. I picked it up in the middle of Last of Us, and I needed to stay focused on Last of Us for the show. So
Iron Man, as excited as I was for it, and I still am for it, I have to wait on it. Like, especially where it's not full price, but it's not cheap.
Yeah.
So
it's it's $40.
Yeah,
I want to say.
I think it's like 55 here or something like
is
that.
It really?
So and then Last of Us 2 is just out. Paper Mario's out now.
Right.
And the new F1 came out at the same time. It's like that's gonna have to wait, along with Ghosts of Tsushima as well. I'm waiting on that. So
yeah. But yeah, speaking of Paper Mario, that's the big game that I was playing this week. I did pick up Paper Mario.
We all did
Friday.
Right?
Did you get it, Greg?
Did. Oh yeah,
you did.
Oh
okay,
yeah.
Good. Cool. Did you get to the part with trying to make some sort of Last of Us joke without making us without inadvertently giving a spoiling
either of the games that we're
exactly
talking about? So
well, you know what? I'm not going to bother. Just imagine I made a really clever Last of Us 2 reference here.
There we go.
In relation to Paper Mario. So, but yeah, I picked up Paper Mario. I honestly have not gotten tremendously far in it yet.
Me neither.
And I've heard, I haven't really read much of the critique online. People have been kind of complaining about Paper Mario a bit because it seems to me, this is again me half paying attention to people whining about a video game online, but it seems like one of the big complaints is that it's the Paper Mario series as a whole, and this game in particular, is drifting further and further away from an RPG.
Right.
Like this one doesn't have experience. Like you don't get experience points after.
Well, they haven't had that in a long time since Thousand Year Door, right?
I think I can't exactly remember, but
people's main complaint is it's not Thousand Year Door.
Right.
They want Thousand Year Door. They want the RPG
style
gameplay, and this is not.
And Paper Mario kind of isn't that. I mean, Thousand Year Door was, I think, 16 years ago.
It was GameCube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't a
GameCube.
launch GameCube game. So.
And I think people just have to accept that that's not what Paper Mario is anymore. And if
Right.
you don't like that, then that's fine. But
Sure.
after a few games that aren't like that,
I think
maybe
part
you
of
should
it
just
too
give up.
was when the game first started being rumored.
Haha.
People said that there's a Paper Mario game that is a return to form or whatever.
Who said
You
that?
want to believe? The rumors said that, right? And so people got that in their mind. Return to form Paper Mario. That must mean.
Was it Nintendo who said that? Because
No.
if Nintendo said
No.
that,
I
and
don't believe that they did.
and it's not the case,
At
then I
any
can
point.
understand people's
No, I
ire.
don't believe at any point they said that. No.
But if it was just some random dude on the internet
Random.
who
dude
said,
on the internet.
"It's
Random
back,
dude.
Thousand Year Door is back, baby."
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, personally, I don't care that it's not an RPG.
Me neither.
I mean, it still has the same kind of Paper Mario-ish battle systems. You know, you're
Sure,
selecting
yeah,
your
it
attack from the
does.
menu, you're tapping the
Timing the
buttons at the right
taps.
time to do more damage or block
So,
more
yeah,
effectively.
It's got that.
But how do you feel about the fact? So this is something that, and I actually don't mind this,
Mhm.
but this is something that I could see people getting upset about, which is that every battle is a quick puzzle first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So for anyone who hasn't played it, so all of the battles are arena battles, well, not arena. They call them wave battles too, but
Wave battles. Yeah.
Mario's in the center of a set of concentric rings.
Yes.
And the enemies will jump in and they'll be in groups.
Yeah.
And you either want them in a row or in groups of 4 so far in the game. There's probably more to it later
Oh,
on.
I'm
but
sure.
I
Yeah.
in
assume
a row
yeah.
or in groups of 4. And so they'll start that way and then they'll jump all over the rings. And then you
Yeah.
have X number of seconds
Yeah.
to
And turns. Yeah.
manipulate and turns to manipulate the rings or the columns in different ways to get them into the groups you need. And if
Yeah.
you get them into the proper groups, Mario gets a 1.5 point boost to his attacks, and your attacks will affect those groups. So if you
Yes.
have them in a line, you can jump or use your fireball and you'll hit all 4 in a line. If you have 4 in a group, you can use your hammer, like a 2x2 group, your hammer will attack those 4 and
Yeah.
hit all of them. And then as you get further into the game, which I'm sure you guys have already gotten this far, you can actually spend your coins to replenish that timer.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay, so you might have noticed, because one of the things that I was noticing early on, because they go through the tutorial early on in the game, but then they kind of stop and then you're just playing for a while.
Right.
But I was noticing like you're getting a ton of coins.
Yeah.
A ton of
Well, that's the
coins.
thing. Yeah.
Thousands.
I have thousands of coins and I have
Yes.
had I've
You're
had
like
no
tens of
opportunity.
thousands, and
to spend
no
them yet.
no shops are open. There's nowhere to
Right.
spend them.
Right.
Well, that's because that later on you're actually told, like, if while you're in that phase, if the timer's getting down to 0, if you hold the start button or the plus button,
Mhm.
you
Yep.
can spend coins to replenish the timer. So it'll just
okay.
for the longer you hold the button, the more coins you'll spend, and the timer will go up. Also, there's something else you can spend the coins on too. So that's one of the reasons why you're getting so many coins.
Okay.
But really, so basically at the beginning of every battle is a short puzzle, and then you go through your rounds. Mario does his attacks, and then if there's any enemies left, they attack you, and then you do that all again. So
Yeah.
they'll jump around again, and you got to get them into these groups, which I could see people not liking it. I'm enjoying it so far,
Right.
Me too.
but I could see people not liking it.
Yeah.
You know, it's different.
Yeah.
It's experimental.
Yeah.
So,
I've had no problems with it so far. It seems like a cute little variation to me. How I will feel about it in a few hours of doing
right, like 30 hours later.
TBD.
TBD.
but
right.
but for right now, I don't have a problem with it. I certainly don't have a problem with not earning experience points.
No, I don't care about
I
that.
I don't need a little meter filling. I don't play Paper Mario games to see a little meter fill up and have a 4 turn into a 5 when it does.
No.
Paper Mario, I mean, Thousand Year Door was a proper RPG. It feels like Paper Mario at that point split off, and the Mario and Luigi games became the Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which is a shame that that Intelligent Systems is gone.
Yeah.
Alpha
for
Dream.
sure.
Because those were fantastic.
You mean
that
Alpha
was-
Dream is
that
gone?
was
Sorry,
not
Alpha
Intelligent
Dream, sorry.
System.
because they're fantastic games. I mean, they are so good. And if you're one of those people who's not happy that Paper Mario is a proper RPG and you don't mind playing Game Boy games or DS games, go play the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah.
Because they are what you're looking for.
They're fun.
Also, I don't think they sold very well.
No, they didn't. But they're brilliant games.
They are brilliant games.
Others.
They're so funny.
You know, like Bowser's Inside Story is great as far as I remember. The first one is fantastic. The writing is just like, wow, it's so good.
The animation is
the writing
really
in
fun.
this one is really good.
It
too.
is.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. The Mario and Luigi games have been on point like that since the first one.
Yeah.
But anyway,
agreed.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of what I want right now. I mean, I've spent the past month
hating
playing
a
just
dark,
the dingiest,
game.
grimiest, sadness porn video game around.
Wow. Yeah.
And now it's like, whoa, look at this game with its color and its silly characters and it's funny,
and the little
dialogue.
bridge that you walk over and it does the little do re mi thing.
Oh my god, my oldest was watching me while I played that, and I mean, you know, love dad jokes anyway, because I just do. And when that happened, I looked at her and I had a huge smile on my face, and she's like, "You're such a dork." I don't care. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a funny little game. I mean, again, I'm barely scratched the surface of it, but I am.
It's a great palate cleanser from the
enjoying
Last of Us
for the lighthearted
starters.
romp that it is. Yes.
It's, so the other thing that you can spend your money on too, and CJ, you might know this, but Phil, you might not have seen this yet either. So one of the other big things about the game is that it's split into very discrete areas.
Mm-hmm.
And if you check your information panel, you can see like you found X percent of treasure chests. You've pounded X percent of question blocks. You found X number of toads. There's a certain number of toads hidden in every area.
Right.
And that becomes a major part of the game. Like you're saving dozens of those little guys, and it's actually so it turns the overhead or the overland areas when you're not fighting into kind of, it's very puzzly actually. You're constantly looking for like areas that you can hit with the hammer, and like they're in a bunch of different, very creative ways you can find these different toads. But going back to the battles, every toad that you save, you see there are bleachers all around the battlefield. The toads fill those up.
Oh yeah.
So they're there cheering you on, and you can spend coins
cheer.
to get them to jump in and help you as well.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's another thing you can spend your money on. So that's why
I just got to
one
the
of the reasons
area
you
where
use
they
so much
explained
money.
that. Yeah.
So I've only used that a couple of times. Haven't really needed it yet, but and then of course you've got the great thing too, where they're constantly cheering you, and little speech bubbles are popping up. Like, you know, I'd whistle if I knew how, and stuff like that. Like, it's an adorable little game. I'm with you, Phil. Like, I loved The Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
excellent game, but this is a wonderful palate cleanser for that. Yeah, because it's just so bright and happy and goofy. So,
yeah.
That all you got there?
That's it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing a little Paper Mario, but I've also started Ghost of Tsushima. And
surprised you were able to remember the title.
I know.
I understand that
some podcasts can't do that.
I understand that's a thing that's been going around.
So I picked this game up. I have enjoyed Sucker Punch's games in the past.
Since Rocket Robot on Wheels?
Since Rocket Robot on Wheels, I've been a fan.
Were you a fan of their work when they were Humongous Entertainment?
Well,
were they Humongous
still
Entertainment?
Exists, but there were a bunch of employees that were at Humongous.
Yeah, a lot of
studio.
Yeah, a bunch of Humongous people went and founded Sucker Punch. Yeah,
that's correct.
I did not know that. Actually, I think I probably knew that years ago, but I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah.
So
what I'm asking is there a mod that you can get for Ghost of Tsushima that lets you play as Pajama Sam?
No.
Oh.
No.
For the backyard
he's the
sports
protagonist.
Kids.
Well, now I'm considerably less interested.
So going from The Last of Us 2,
does this samurai save any zoos in this game?
No.
Does he join any parades?
Possibly.
Okay,
Yeah,
well then
that's a possible thing.
Okay, I will keep my interest up then.
It is hard to go from The Last of Us 2, which is a very linear game,
Mm-hmm.
to going to an open world game like this that is much more Assassin's Creed in style. Just in terms of presentation, it's not, I mean, it's very polished in certain
It's
areas,
beautiful.
but it is a beautiful, beautiful game, but it is not as polished as The Last of Us 2 is. I mean, it does a lot of things that a lot of open world games do, where it's like, okay, here's an icon on the map that you need to get to. And once you run up to it, screen fades to black, cinematic starts, you watch a cutscene, it fades back to black. Like The Last of Us 2 never did that. Like it never took you out of the, like as soon as a cutscene started playing, it started playing immediately, and it would bring you back to gameplay without cutting away to black or anything. But it also does things like it's going to vibrate your controller when you're nearby a particular artifact that you might want to collect. Like it's very video gamey. And I know we sort of talked about during the Last of Us 2 chats that we had about it, the video game aspects of The Last of Us 2 and how sometimes those are very distracting. And Ghost of Tsushima has a lot more of those. It's very obviously a video game. And I found that, I mean, yeah. So it has the whole like direction of the wind thing is going to tell you where your next objective is.
Yeah, instead of a mini map, right?
Instead
Like
of
if
a
you
mi-
set
well,
a
it has
marker
a-
on the map. No, I know there's a map, but when you're
It has a
playing,
map.
there's a little mini map on the screen, is there?
No mini map on the screen.
Yeah, that's what
no.
I'm getting at.
I almost wish though that there was a mini map on the screen, because just the direction of the wind on the map, it's like, okay, I'm going to run in this direction with the horse. Like if it happen to be running off a cliff, you're going to take a little bit of, you're going to take a tumble.
Use some basic common sense, man.
I know. You would think
Find a
I
way
would
around.
have, but no. But I mean, it's fun so far. I'm having fun with it. The combat is cool. Going from The Last of Us, where you can run around a combat arena and improvise a lot of what you're doing. It's very different to have the main character locked to particular enemies. In a group, you can like move between them, but you can't, like in The Last of Us, you can break away, go to another side of the map and like regroup. You can't really do that. You can do that to an extent, but it's not as easy to do in Ghost of Tsushima. But I am having fun with it. It's an open world game, so I'm having to get back into that mindset. Very difficult to do after Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Should play some more Mario.
I should. I really, yeah. Oh, I definitely will be. Also played a game called Rocket Arena.
Yeah. I mean, Rocket Robot on Wheels.
I see Phil talking, but his video is delayed.
He made a rocket robot on wheels joke.
I made a rocket robot on wheels joke. Is my video messing up now?
No, you're good.
No, it's good.
Oh, good.
Rocket Arena. This was announced at that EA Play thing a couple weeks back. They had picked up this game from Nexon, who was originally publishing it. It is a 3-on-3 multiplayer game, cross-platform play as well. So I picked it up on Steam, and it's sort of a very Splatoon-ish multiplayer game, but all of the characters that you can play as, they all fire rockets. So it's like having a 3-on-3 shooter, but everything's rockets. And there are various game types. Like there's a deathmatch game type. There's a rocket ball competition where you have to get the ball into the opponent's goal. There's a treasure capture one where you have to get a treasure chest and hold it for your team for a while and then collect coins. There's different modes in there. And there's also like a horde mode style thing where you're attacking, your team attacks a bunch of bots. And it's a really fun shooter. and it's got really cartoony graphics. Actually reminds me quite a bit of some of the level design in like a Ratchet and Clank game from the PS2 era. They're not as intricate levels as the ones from the PS4 era, but it's a really fun shooter. Just kind of fun to mess around in. The games. The matches themselves last no longer than like 5 minutes. So I've been messing around a little bit with that and having a lot of fun with it. It is not a free to play game, so it's like a $30 game, and they're also going to do seasons. So you'll have season pass sort of style thing where you pay $10 and then get a bunch of cosmetic rewards for your characters. So that'll be interesting to see how that whole thing goes. The player population on Steam anyway is not that great, but since it's a cross-platform game and it's on PS4 and Xbox One as well, I haven't had a problem getting a game. Matchmaking's been very quick. So having a lot of fun with Rocket Arena. Nobody's really talking about that game. Not really that surprised.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one. The other people I've heard talking about it got free codes. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
But it is fun, and I'm spent $30 on it, and I don't regret it. Don't regret it at all. Anyway,
I'd do it again.
Do it again. That's what I've been playing. Greg?
Just Paper Mario. Yeah, that's really about it. I mean, still playing through SD Snatcher for my Twitch stream.
Nice.
And the original Halo on the OG Xbox as well. I'm playing that a lot lately. I forget what the other. Oh, I was playing a bunch of Bionic Commando on the NES this week too.
Oh,
but
nice.
That's not really much to talk about there. Otherwise, yeah, Paper Mario and playing some more F1 2020. So,
was Bionic Commando? Were you playing that for a stream?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I a couple 2-3 weeks back just decided I felt like playing some Bionic Commando on NES and went through a couple stages of that. Yeah, that game is really good.
I'll tell you, man, when it's been years since you played it last, the whole arm swing timing is rough to get the first time. I'm assuming Phil agrees with me because he's
good.
frozen.
It's still
There it is.
Am I moving?
You're good.
Am I moving? You were frozen for me, so
okay.
I don't know, but it does take a little bit just because there really aren't any games that use that mechanic.
No.
Yeah, it did take me a couple minutes to kind of get the rhythm down again, and but once the muscle memory kind of kicked in, I was swinging pretty well.
Yeah, there's that in that first level with that elevator. When you go down and halfway down, there's a communication room.
Yeah.
Communa Wirecat taping room. Then when you come back out, of course, the elevator's gone and you can't go back up and get it. And
right.
Then I wanted to go to the bottom of the elevator shaft, and really the way to do that is to fall down and then just hook onto the final platform and swing across. And I just could not get that right. There's actually a clip of me screwing that up over and over again. But yeah, then I started to get it after I got about halfway through the game in the hour and a half that I played it. So
yeah,
but it's still a great game. And not nearly once you get that swing down, it's not nearly as difficult as people. It's still difficult, but it's not like impossibly stupidly difficult like I think people kind of remember that game being. Yeah. But I think that's because when you do pick it up, you don't know the physics. You don't have the swing physics set properly. You know what I mean? Like, but once you're used to it, it's totally manageable.
Yeah.
So, but that was really it for me as far as what I was playing this week.
Okay. Then I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Tweet, a tweet, a tweet.
All right.
There it is.
Let's do this one from hacker alias Nameva, who says, a new Nintendo Direct is rumored right now, although when isn't one? What would you like to see from a Direct? Personally, a remake of F-Zero X with online multiplayer.
I love that we always all we ever want to see from Nintendo is a remake of something they made.
I know, right?
30 to 40 years ago.
But then if they were to announce a remake, people would be like, oh, this is a remake and not an original game.
Some people would, but I wouldn't. I would love to see anything. Bringing back F-Zero X in some form would be amazing.
Yeah. But to me, if Nintendo is going to focus on a racing series that has
New Mario
online
Kart would be nice.
multiplayer, I want a new Mario Kart. And actually, I don't even want a new Mario Kart. I want Nintendo to go full Smash Brothers on this thing and,
I would
do
like
a
them
Nintendo
to...
Kart.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I thought you were going to say, let's just do an upgrade to Mario Kart 8. No, I don't want to see that, but I agree.
I mean, I think Mario Kart 8 is probably the best Mario Kart game they've ever made. So it's going to be hard to top that.
But no, I agree with you. Like, let's go full Smash on something like that. And let's get into, you know what? There's a game that I would pay for a battle pass for, or whatever you want to call it. If you're going to start giving me constant new characters over the space of a year or 2 years. And I mean, they kind of did that with Mario Kart 8. It was in smaller chunks, and there weren't.
They did two updates.
Yeah, and they added like F-Zero tracks or themed tracks, and they added Zelda themed tracks and
Animal Crossing
and Animal Crossing, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, stuff.
And I would love to see them really just go all in on that for sure. I would be there day one for every new pack, every new character.
Yes, Nintendo could potentially shake me down for hundreds of dollars if they were to do.
As long as it played as well as Mario Kart 8.
As long as it plays as well as Mario Kart 8, absolutely, I'd be totally down with that. That's what I want to see from a Nintendo Direct. Although, who knows? I mean, in previous generations, they've really only done one Mario Kart game per
But they haven't
gen.
done a Mario Kart game on the Switch.
They haven't, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to sell.
No, I know that,
like,
but I'm
really
just saying, like,
a lot of people would consider Mario Kart 8 to be a Switch game rather than a Wii U game.
Either way,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
I'd like to see something on the new Metroid.
Yeah.
I'd love to find out for sure if they're going to bring out like a Mario 64 remaster.
Yeah.
I'd be all over that. Been a long time since I played that game. And every time I pick it up, I'm reminded of how great it is. So those are probably the things that would be, but I'm down for F-Zero as well. I'd love to see something to do with F-Zero as well.
Yeah. I mean, whenever there's a rumor of a direct and people are like, I want them to bring back X game or remake this, it's like, I'd much rather see Nintendo bring back F-Zero, but bring something new to the table with it. Like, if they did F-Zero, like, I would want them to do a sort of battle pass style thing where they really divided things up into seasons and ran it like a live service game and focused on the online multiplayer. I think that would be a lot of fun. That'd be cool.
I'm not 100% behind that.
Okay.
Because I don't like the like fear of missing out that goes along with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm down with constantly adding new characters. And if you want to have, like something like Splatoon, where you want to have live events.
Yes.
Sure. But, I would rather not see them do sort of like a living, breathing world type thing as, say, like a Fortnite, where it's like the game is this way right now. And if you want to experience this, you've got to play it right now because we're going to change it. You know what I mean? Like, that works for them, and it's brilliant.
Or evolving it?
Fortnite changes.
I mean, Fortnite changes.
I mean, if you go back to how it was originally, it doesn't even look like the same game.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't want to get into that.
Right.
But
just bring me my Super Mario Brothers 2 remake and I'll be fine. All right. Let's do this one from Psyche Games, who says, what, if any, JRPGs have been y'all's favorites to play or revisit, as we are now in that time of remakes and remasters? What would be one you'd love to see get a remake similar to FF7?
The only JRPGs I care about are Lunar and Lunar 2. So I guess those.
I would also love to see those.
A fourth remake of Lunar.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. They should remake it, but this time make it good.
Hey,
Wasn't
Do you
I
mean-
think
wasn't
all
that-
the remakes of Lunar
Do you
were
mean the
really good,
remake?
actually.
the
Needs to be good.
remake needs to be good.
Now the
No,
PS1
wasn't that-
remakes were good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't that yeah, the PS1 remakes were good, but after
Yes.
that wasn't
There-
the quality just
There
so
was
variable
no,
that
the Game Boy game was good,
Game Boy game one was it was okay.
and I really liked the PSP one, Silver Star Harmony. It had
I liked
terrible
that one
load
too.
times, but I really enjoyed the game.
yeah, I liked that one too.
Phil loved it too. You can tell from the frozen
can tell
smile.
from
There's the PSP one.
expression on
Really.
his face.
Hi, look at that. There it is. I don't know what's going on with the internet today. Is it
Dana
is it-
downloading some porn.
Zoom that's messing
Something.
up? I don't know.
The correct answer is Lunar.
No, I mean I would love to see Square do something with Final Fantasy VI
Me too.
if
Yeah.
we're talking remakes.
Yeah.
Because that's one that they haven't really touched. Like they
Yeah.
and I would love to see them actually, because they did this with Final Fantasy 3 and 4. They did like the fully 3D remakes of those games.
Yeah.
And they were really good. Like really good. So I would love to see them go. 5 I don't really care about. I don't have fond memories of 5. 5 I played years later, like most people our age did.
Yeah.
And it was good, but it didn't really resonate with me in any major way. But 6 is one of my all-time favorites, and I would love to see them try something like they did with either 3 and 4, or even something beyond that.
Right.
With 6, I think that would be fantastic if we're talking remakes.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias M84 Man, who says, "Are you guys going to do another Game Club game?
Bully, want to do Bully?
What are some good Game Club games for the Switch?" Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people reacted to our Last of Us discussions pretty well, so we should do something similar. I'd like to do something similar where we all play the same game and talk about it more in depth than we normally do in what you've been playing. But I think also we sort of goaded each other on into finishing The Last of Us Part 2, and having been left up to our own devices, we definitely would not have finished it that quickly, right?
Probably not.
I think I probably would have. I mean, I raced to catch up with you guys for I think our second episode, but
Yeah.
I mean, my plan when Last of Us 2 came out was to pretty much drop everything else and
Yeah,
play
I
Last
wanted
of
to
Us 2, which
finish
is
it
what I did.
before the internet spoiled parts of it for me, right?
Yeah.
Which luckily I was able to avoid most of that stuff. But yeah. I'm
Well,
just
there you
looking
go.
through the tweets.
Looks like something you should do before we record.
Nah, I don't think so. I disagree. Disagree.
Uh,
I think we're
Sit here
good.
silently.
I think we're good. We can just go ahead
short
and end the
episode.
podcast now. Yeah, short episode, right?
I mean, I guess after last week, it's
After
Feels-
last week.
short no matter what.
Is
but-
Yeah,
that-
and well,
although-
also, if you
Uh-huh.
did not listen to our Last of Us Part 2 spoiler casts as we did them, now they're all in one episode as a bonus episode in the feed. So
there you go.
anytime you want to go back to it, you can listen to all that stuff. 4 hours and 25 minutes worth
Goodness
of Last of Us
gracious.
Part 2 talk. Yeah, we talked about that game for a long time.
We may have gone a little overboard.
We may have,
Yeah.
but I thought
Yeah,
it was
perfect.
it was a good discussion for sure.
Is that what you think?
I thought it was. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. making CJ happy.
Thank you.
If
It's all
CJ
about-
ain't
all
happy,
about
ain't
me.
nobody happy.
This podcast is all about me.
Ugh.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Yes, I'm going to do another one after I finish the current episode of Generation 16.
Nice. And speaking of Generation 16, you'll find new episodes as they happen posted on our website as well.
Yeah, I have about 10 minutes left of the current episode. Getting close.
All right.
Cool. And you'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on this episode. You will even find a link to Greg's Extra Life streams as they happen Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays.
Yep, 9 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. Twitch TV
TV / Stewart.
Cool.
And you'll find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can check out video archives of our show or watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast. You can also, I think that's all the stuff you can do in terms of watching us. That's it. There's no more options. But I'll tell you what, friends, if you like what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. It will help something. Helps out. You know what? It helps out a lot. I'm not even going to do some sort of CJ steals our money joke this week.
Okay.
Because we all know that he does. We don't need to be coy about it.
Okay.
But your Patreon dollars do, of course, help support the show. Keeps the lights on, keeps us streaming, keeps us loving and living and laughing every week right here. If you are a podcast Patreon friend of $5, you are rewarded for your loyalty with a weekly after show, a fun little post show that we do after hours where we play games, we crack wise, we have fun. We do all the stuff that the FCC will not allow us to do on our regular podcast. There's some sort of legal loophole that we take advantage of through this. So join us there, won't you? Of course, if you would like a sample of our post show, our good friend CJ has been posting some of our old ones from like 2 years prior up on our regular podcast feed every Thursday night. So you can check it out. What do we have in store this week, CJ? What are we doing this week?
You think he thinks that far ahead?
What are we doing for the bonus one, or what are we doing for
the bonus one?
Today's
bonus one
that goes on the regular feed. I don't know. It'll be whatever the one from 2 years ago is.
No, I'm talking about the one we're going to record right after this.
I think we're going to do another round of Game Fan Issue 1 reviews.
Oh, God.
Look at
because I enjoyed torturing you guys with that last week.
That was pretty good.
Another round of guess random game from this year.
Yeah. If you want to hear us try and figure out what
you think
video game
journalism is bad now,
Die Hard Game Fan was reviewing in their very first issue.
Yeah.
Based on just the review text.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
You will not do well.
Boy, howdy.
So join us for that, please. And of course, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com where you'll find the Patreon link to help Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you, Greg.
And remember, if you do want to support that is per episode.
Yeah.
Not per month.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes take months to put out episodes like this current one. So I don't feel right asking you to support me monthly.
It is ask
you to support me per episode.
That's a very moral stance, Greg.
Thanks.
To not take monthly money from your listeners and followers and deliver no content. So kudos to you, Greg.
And also a weekly vlog post to $5 plus patrons. So
Vlogs.
Even though you're only paying $5 per episode, you're getting one of those every week.
My goodness, I'm
a sucker. I really, as I sit here saying this, I feel like I'm a sucker. But
yeah,
anyway.
you are. You're not a businessman.
No,
you know what you are. You're an artiste. Okay.
Yeah, you're
doing
me.
this for the people. So
That's me.
Kudos to you, Greg.
Thanks, man.
Kudos. CJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much for all of
Whatever this is.
this.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. Gregory,
Yo.
thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
And of course, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners, each and every single one of you. You are the tip top of the MIP mop. We love you so, so much. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your friends and your family, your loved ones, your hated ones. Wear your darn masks.
Yes.
Stay safe.
Wear your darn masks.
We'll see you all next week, my friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloodles.